वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च एवं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि पदं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहना भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमाविद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तः शान्तः शान्तिः। द्वितीयखण्डः श्लोक नंबर 10. You can repeat. इष्टापूर्तं मन्यमानावरिष्ठम्
मन्यमानावरिष्टम्
अन्यच्छ्रेयो वेदयन्ते प्रमूढाः
अन्यश्रेयो वेदयन्ते प्रमूढाः
नाकस्य पृष्ठे ते सुकृतेनुभूत्वा
नाकस्य पृष्ठे ते सुकृतेनुभूत्वा
इमं लोकं हीनतरं वा विशन्ति।
इमं लोकं हीनतरं वा विशन्ति।
mantra we have seen. The Bhashyam also we have seen. So this mantra talked about the result of karma. Result of karma for the karminaha. Karminaha karma palam. The karma palam for the karma, ishta karma, purta karma, ityadi, this karma, pramodaha, that is the people who don't know, ajnaninaha. Ajnaninaha, ishtapurtam, ishta karma, yagadi, vaidikam karma, purta karma, reaching out action, vapi, kupa, taragadi karma, smarta karma. So, Shrauta karma and Smarta karma. These are considered to be Varishtam, Uttamam, Shreya Sadhanam, by whom? Considered by this Pramodaha, this Ajnaninaha. So for them, these are the Shreya Sadhanam. And what happens to them? Nakasya prashtete sukrute anubhutva. Anubhuya, having enjoyed prishte nakasya sukrute. Prishte nakasya. Swargasya, nakasya is swargasya. Naka is swarga. Swargasya prishte, upari sthane. Sukrute, punya karma palabhute, anubhutva. Having accomplished the higher regions of swarga through the punya karma, then kim bhavati, imam lokam va hinataram lokam va vishanti. Imam lokam, this manushya loka, atava hinataram, manushya lokat hinataram, manushya lokat nikrishtam, tirijang narakadi lokam vishanti, prapnuvanti. Having enjoyed their karma pala in the swarga loka, they again return back either to this manushya loka or depending on their the karma, what karma manifest in the form of the next prarabdha. Accordingly, they take janma in the either in this loka or in the other loka. So this is the result or the limitation of karma. Karma, whether it is Shrauta karma or Smarta karma. Ishta karma or Purta karma. Yagadikam Vedika karmam va atava vapi kupatadaghadi Smarta karmam va karmanaha palam Swargaloka praptihi, and Swargaloka is not nityam. Therefore, kshine punye martya lokam atava hinataram lokam va vishanti. They enter vishanti, they enter or prapnuvanti, they gain. They gain either this manushya loka or further nikrishta loka they gain. They enter the loka below than manushya loka, that is other loka, lower world. They take janma in the lower yoni. Iti, this mantra presented the limitation of kevala karma. Kevala karma is karma done without upasana. Upasana lagita karmanaha palam swargaloka prapti. Swargaloke sukam anubhuya antaram Satyalokam atava Hiyatam Loka Vishanti. Then the next mantra which we have to read. You will see that shloka gives the phalam of the karma which is done with upasana. So the next mantra, the 11th mantra, talks about the result of upasana sahita karma, karmanaha phalam. If one does upasana also along with karma, what is that phalam? Kevala karmanaha phalam swargaloka prapti. Mere doing the karma, one can gain up to swargaloka, not beyond swargaloka. Now the karma, if it is done along with upasana karma samuchaya phalam is brahmaloka prapti. The highest possible loka which one can gain is brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is the highest possible loka, that also within the fold of samsara only, because it is also a loka, a sphere of experience. Therefore, that involves travel. Jiva has to travel. So, therefore, it is samsara only. Therefore, within samsara only. Therefore, the highest possible loka within samsara is Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka. Having reached Brahmaloka, there is nothing other thing available to be accomplished in this within samsara. The highest possible loka which can be accomplished in for a person within samsara is Brahmaloka. If the person has got chitta shuddhi and if he wants moksha, then the person can ask for jnanam from Brahmaji. Brahmaloka is a place where Brahmaji is available. So he can ask for moksha from Brahmaji, and when he gains Atma Jnanam, when taught by Brahmaji, he gets moksha. That moksha, that mukti is called krama mukti. Because there is a krama, there is an order. Order is from Bhuloka to Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka to moksha. That is a krama. If the same moksha, if it can be gained here and now with the Bhuloka itself, then it is at once muktihi, sadhyo muktihi, jivan muktihi. Going to Brahmaloka is not an easy thing. It involves a lot of punyam gathered through karma. Which karma will give what punyam, what maximum punyam which karma will give, and what all the punyam available for the person because of the karma, a person doesn't know. So, therefore, going to the Brahmaloka is not an easy thing. It is the most difficult thing, highest goal, possible goal, if you can call it as a goal, to be accomplished within samsara. So, and going to Brahmaloka, having gone to Brahmaloka, there also, if a person is not interested in Atma Jnana, then having reached the highest, then he has to come back. If he is a mumukshu, then he will ask for Jnanam and becomes free. If not, then he has to come back. This is the phalam of upasana sagita karma. So that is being presented in this mantra. We will read. Is my voice clear to all of you? Is there a break?
Yes, ji, clear.
Is it clear?
Yes, ji.
Yes, Guruji, clear.
It's clear.
Then, really, I think you have to check your connection or your mic.
Yes, ji. I logged in again, ji. It's fine now.
Now we will read the mantra. Tapashvadeye ahyupavasantyaranye
Tapashraddheye upavasantyaranye
शान्ता विद्वांसो भैक्षचर्याञ्चरन्तः
वैश्यचर्याचरन्तः
सूर्यद्वारेण ते विरजाः प्रयान्ति
सूर्यद्वारेण ते विरजाः प्रयान्ति
यत्रावृतः स पुरुषो ह्यव्ययात्मा
यत्रावृतः स पुरुषो व्ययात्मा
This mantra says, this karma without upasana, Swargaloka, then the karma with upasana. What upasana? Saguna Brahma upasana. Saguna Brahma upasana. Upasana is also sometimes referred to by the word jnanam. So, jnana sagita karma. Jnana is upasana. So, Saguna Brahma upasana sagita ashraminaha karminaha. For them, what is the palam that is mentioned here? So, upasana karma samuchaya palam. So, by this mantra we can understand that karma can be done with upasana or without upasana. With upasana, without upasana. So, if it is only a karma, it is kevala karma. If it is done with upasana, then karma upasana samuchaya. So, this karma sagita upasana is done by whom? Who does this karma sagita upasana? All this karma and upasana, these are important. To come to Vedanta, these are important. The karma and upasana, because one has to pass through this karma kanda to arrive at jnana kanda, moksha. Therefore, one must have done karma. One must have done some upasana to come to Vedanta. How do we know? Because we are studying Vedanta, therefore it is known. We have done something. That is why the exposure to Vedanta is there, and also we can understand. These are all the result of karma upasana palam. But when did we do karma? Not in this janma. Maybe we would have done karma, we would have observed karma, we would have done some upasana. Therefore, that upasana, karma, upasana, palam. That palam fructifies in the form of taking the person to Vedanta. Without karma and upasana, one cannot come to Vedanta. This is the traditional belief. This is the traditional belief. So, if a person has come to Vedanta, means he must have done some karma and therefore certain chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi always can be improved. It's not that he is completely qualified. Chitta shuddhi always can be improved. Similarly, upasana for chitta naishchalyam, that also always can be improved. One keep continuing doing this karma upasana. May not be Vedic karma. May not be Vedic, because in this modern age, what Vedic karma we do. But we must have done some Vedic karma. We must have done some upasana. And that palam only comes in the form of this Vedanta Shravanam. Now, who does this upasana? Who does this karma? This ashrama vyavastha. There is ashrama vyavastha. There are 4 stages in a person's life. A person's life can be divided into 4 stages. Brahmacharya ashrama, grihastha ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama, sannyasa ashrama. Brahmacharya ashrama is Adhyaya Swadhyaya Pradhana ashrama. It is Swadhyaya Pradhana ashrama. There the person, the student is committed to only the study of the Shastram. No other karma are prescribed for that person except Sandhya Vandanadi Nitya Karma. Then comes the next ashrama after the study of Shastram with the Guru in the Gurukulam. Then the person enters the Grihastha ashrama. So that also, entering to Grihastha ashrama should be done according to the tradition after the study in the Gurukulam, after paying the Guru Dakshina to the Guru in the Gurukulam. Shastram says, then one must enter the Grihastha ashrama. One must enter. There is no choice. One must enter. If the person is not going to take sannyasa, is not going to jump to the last ashrama, he must get married. And marriage he can do only after paying the debt to the Guru. He should pay to the Guru because in the Gurukulam he had studied for a number of years without paying. Without paying means not a fees. He has enjoyed. Now, in order to show the gratitude, and also the Gurukulam has to run. It requires money to run, therefore it runs with the money which comes in the form of Guru Dakshina from the passed out students. So therefore, he has to earn money or he has to get money from his parents or from the Raja. He has to give to the Guru. Vedamanushacharyoante vasidamanushasti satyam bada dharmanchara आचार्याय प्रियन्धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मां व्यवच्छेत्सीः One should not neglect entering into the Grihastha life after Acharyaya Priyam Dhanam Ahritya, having paid Guru Dakshina to the Guru, one should enter the Grihastha life. That is Karma Yoga life one must enter. That is Karma Pradhana Ashrama. So he enters the Karma Pradhana Ashrama, where he has to do a lot of karma, Vedic karma, and also Smartha karma. Whatever Smartha karma to his capability, possibility, he must do. Then after the Grihastha ashrama comes the Vanaprastha ashrama. Grihi bhutva vani snatva grihi bhavet. Then after Grihastha ashrama vani bhavet. Vanaha asya asti iti vani. Vani is the person for whom the vana, the forest is there. So Grihastha ashrama is in the village or in the city. Brahmacharya ashrama is in the Gurukula. Vanaprastha ashrama, it is in the Vanam. Vanam means forest. Need not literally mean forest. It is a place, secluded place where the person is free from the regular activities. He is away from the family. He is away from the family, away from the regular activities. That is Vanaprastha ashrama, where he will be doing the upasana. The karma, what he has been doing in the Grihastha ashrama, now that karma will be doing in the form of upasana, tapas. So that is called Vanaprastha ashrama. Vananam sammugaha vanam. Vane pratishtati iti Vanaprastha. So the one who stays in the forest. Forest need not be literally a forest, staying in a place, secluded place, away from the regular place where a lot of activities are involved, away from that place. And there he lives There also, he lives. How does he live? How does he sustain himself? He collects bhiksha. He collects bhiksha from the nearby village and sustain himself. That is called Vanaprastha Ashrama, and the person is called Vanaprasthi. Then comes the sannyasa ashrama. Having done upasana and gained chitta naishchalyam, then the person is now ready for the exclusive pursuit of jnanam. So therefore, sannyasa ashrama. So this mantra talks about the vanaprastha, as well as the sannyasi also. Sannyasi also do upasana. Sannyasi, there are some sannyasis, some types of sannyasis, they also do upasana. Sannyasis, there are different types. Sannyasa, there are different types. Chaturveda bhikshavaha. There are 4 types of bhikshu. That is sannyasis. Atha bhikshuna mokshartinam kuticaka bhukudaka hamsa paramahamsaha cha iti chatvaraha. Bhikshukopanishad. It says these sannyasis are of 4 types. One is Puticaka, other one is Bhagudaka, then Hamsa and Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa is the highest sannyasa. Sannyasis, what you see in the order of Ramakrishna Mat or in Asha Vidya, they are all Paramahamsa sannyasi. But there are other levels, sub-levels. Kuticaka, Bhagudaka, Hamsa. Kuticaka sannyasis, they sustain on, the Shastram says, Ashtau grasams charantaha yogamarge mokshmeva praptayante kuticakaha. And there are some Kuticaka names are given: Gautama, Bharadwaja, Yajnavalkya, Vasishta. They eat only 8 mouthfuls of food, and they're not seekers of anything except moksha. They are Kuticaka. And Bhagudaka are there. They carry a tridanda. They carry a danda. Danda is a staff which will have an emblem. Emblematic staff is called danda. And a kamandalo they carry. They also have a shika, tuft of hair on the head. They also wear the sacred thread. That Upanayana, the thread also it is there. And they also, like sannyasi, they wear kashaya vastra. These are Bhagudaka. They should not eat mamsam. They should not drink alcohol. Madhu mamsam varjayitva. And they also have to live only on 8 mouthfuls of food. Ashtau grasan bhiksha charanam krutva. That too, that taken as bhiksha from the houses of the Brahmana sages, Brahma rishis, and they also follow the yoga for moksha. This is Bhagudaka. Then Amsaha, Paramamsaha. Iti, there are different types of this bhikshus are there. Now, in this, the Danda Sannyasi. Danda Sannyasi means Danda is the staff, not Tamil Danda. Dandaha asya asti iti dandi. Dandin Shabda. Dandino, Danda Sannyasi. Danda. They have got Danda. And there is a type of sannyasi where they have 3 dandas. The 3 dandas, each danda has got some meaning. Vag danda, one danda is called Vag danda, where there is a restraint in your Vag, the speech. Other one is Kaya danda, where there is restraint or the control of the shariram, the body. Then other one is manodanda, where there is the restraint of the mind. So these bhikshus, they carry a threefold emblematic staff. They call it tridandines. Tridandi. So therefore they also tridandis. They also, like the vanaprasthi, they do upasana. They do upasana and they also sustain themselves by taking bhiksha from the people around. They are also sannyasi, but they are not after jnanam. They are doing upasana. They are doing upasana. So, therefore, this mantra talks about the people who live in the forest, leading the lifestyle of a vanaprasthi or the sannyasa. Sannyasa means not the jnana pradana sannyasi. Here, these are the sannyasis who perform, who do upasana. Generally, sannyasa means they are after jnana, jnana pradana. Sannyasa ashrama is jnana pradana. But here it is the word Bhaikshacharyaam Charantaha. Bhaikshacharyaam Charanta, who takes bhiksha on the sannyasis. Sannyasi, other than Grihastha ashrama, they take bhiksha and sustain. And now these people, they live in the forest, therefore vanaprastha. So they are also, the sannyasis are also are there, like the tridandines. So they also sustain themselves by taking bhiksha. They also do upasana. They also do upasana. What upasana? Saguna Brahma upasana. So about them, this mantra talks about. The people who does upasana, ye, those people, upavasanti. Those people, upavasanti. Upavasanti is acharanti, sevanti. Mantra ye is that ye tapashradye hi upavasanti. Upavasanti is acharanti, sevanti. Putra aranya, in the forest. What do they do? Tapashradye. Tapaha shradye. Tapas here, it is not tapas. Tapas here doesn't mean disciplining of the body and mind. The body, mind, senses, that is not the tapas here. Here the word tapas means karma. And shraddha, shraddhe is that shraddha. Shraddha is not here. Shraddha doesn't mean here shraddha, that faith or belief. That is not the meaning here. Upasana is called shraddha. So tapaha is karma, shraddha is upasana. So tapashraddhe. 2. Ditya Vibhakti Brihvachanam. Ye, those people who at vanaprasthi, those who live in the forest, they aranye, in the forest, upavasanti, practice, observe what? Tapashraddhe. They observe tapas, that is, they perform the karma, minimum karma they do. Like I said, this Tridandi, they also do. They have got shika and all. So they also do some karma, some minimum karma. Not that they give up every karma, because they are not sannyasi. Jnana pradana sannyasis, they are not. So they also do some karma, minimum karma, and upasana. Upasana pradana ashrama is this ashrama. So therefore they do. And how do they sustain themselves? Bhaikshacharyaam charantaha. Bhaikshacharyaam, they resort to the lifestyle of sustaining on bhiksha. Bhikshanam samogaha samudayaha bhaiksham. So bhaikshacharya. Bhaikshacharya means taking bhiksha from different people, different houses. It's called bhiksha. Bhiksha is taking bhiksha, taking alms from a particular house is called bhiksha. Collected from different houses is called bhiksha. So bhikshanam samudayaha. So these people, they sustain on taking alms from the people. They don't cook. To cook, they must have all the facilities. They don't have because they are living in the forest. So whatever they are doing in the Grihastha that they cannot do. They cannot cook. For cooking, you need dhanam, you need money, you need all the other things are required. You need provisions, you need oven, etc. These people, they don't have all those things. They are living a very simple life. So therefore, they have to sustain on diksha. How do we know these people are not sannyasi, these people are grihasthas or the tadandi bhikshus? How do we know? Because the word vidvamsaha is there. Vidvan means panditaha jnani, one meaning is there. But vidvamsaha here means the knower, they have the knowledge of what upasana. The knowledge of upasana. The word vidvamsaha, by that we can know these people are not sannyasis, not the jnana pradhana sannyasis. They are not in the sannyasa ashrama. These people are in the grihastha ashrama. We can know from the word vidvamsaha. So the word vidvamsaha says vidvamsaha. That is, this people, they vidvamsaha, they know. They have the understanding of the Shastra, but not Vedanta. They have the understanding of the Shastra with regard to the karma and the upasana. That is the vidvamsa, that is the knowledge they have. So they are in the preparatory stage for Vividisha Sannyasa. They are in the preparatory stage for Vividisha Sannyasa because now they are doing Saguna Brahma Upasana. They are doing Saguna Brahma Upasana. Therefore, they are in the preparatory stage for taking sannyasa for the exclusive pursuit of jnanam. So these people, they sustain themselves by taking diksha, and they are shantaha. Shantaha is uparata, Vashakara will say uparata karana gramaha. That is, they have their senses and the mind together. They have got that commitment to this pursuit, and the senses are also within their management. Shantaha vidvamsaha bhakshacharyam charantaha aranye upavasanti. So tapaha, the word tapaha, it means karma. Swa ashrama vigitam karma, that is called tapaha. Shraddha is Hiranyagarbhadi upasanam is called Shraddha. So tapashraddhe upavasanti acharanti sevante aranye vanaprastaha. And they are vidvamsaha. Vidvamsaha is upasana rupa jnana pradhanaha santaha. They have got knowledge, and the knowledge is about the upasana. They know Shastra, they know Veda. What? The Veda, not Vedanta. They know upasana. They are yet to come to Vedanta. Therefore, upasana rupa jnana pradhanaha vanaprastaha grihasthaha are this type of sannyasis who do Saguna Brahma upasana. And they are shantaha. They are sadhakas. Bhachicharyam charantaha. Vikshartam Vigeshu Ratantaha. Te tapashraddhe upavasanti. They do this tapas, that is karma, and shraddha. Shraddha is upasana. Then virajaha. Suryadvarena te virajaha prayanti. Virajaha means viraja. Rajas means impurity. So vigatani rajansi yasmat saha virajaha, from whom these impurities have gone away. That is, they are free from the raga dvesha. They are free from any type of papam. Therefore, Virajaha. Because they have done karma and they have got chitta shuddhi, therefore Virajaha. They trayanti, they go. Where do they go? Surya Dvarena. Through the Surya Dvara. Through Dvara, through the path of what? Through the solar. Surya is solar. Through the Surya, to the path of the solar path, they go to Brahmaloka. And where Brahmaloka is described. Yatra referring to Brahmaloke. Amritaha Saha Purushaha. He Abhiratma. Where in Brahmaloka, the Purusha is that. Who is the Purusha? Purusha is Hiranyagarbha. It is Samashti Sukshma Sharira Sagita Brahma. The Atma is Hiranyagarbha. Brahmaji Saha Purusha is Amritaha. Amritaha means it doesn't have Maranam, death. Does it mean moksha? No. Doesn't have death means it doesn't have death immediately. It means it doesn't go away immediately. His lifespan is so long, it's so long, for so many thousands of years he lives. We have seen the lifespan of Brahmaji. A Brahmaji lives for 100 years. And one day for Brahmaji is equal to one day Chatur Yuga. So 2000 Chatur Yuga is one day for Brahma. One Chatur Yuga is how much we know. One Chatur Yuga is 43 lakhs. It is 43 lakh 20,000 years. One Chatur Yuga. 2000 Chatur Yuga is one day for Brahmaji. Similarly, one night also. That is one day. Similarly, for 1 year. Similarly, for 100 years. That is the lifespan of Brahmaji. Therefore, he lives for a long time. Therefore, Amritaha. It is Apekshika Amritatvam, not Nitya Amritatvam. Nitya Amritatvam is only moksha. Therefore, that is relatively his lifespan is longer. That is referred to by the word Amritaha. So, the word Amritaha to be understood. Purushaha, Hiranyagarbha. Yes, Hiranyagarbha, because he has got, his Sarvajna has got the knowledge. Because through him only this Srishti has come into manifestation. Therefore, he must be all knowledge. Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyam is Swarnam. Swarnam is Jnanam. Jnanam Garbhe Yasya Saha. The Hiranyagarbha, the one who has got the knowledge, the know-how of the creation of the Jagat is with whom is called Hiranyagarbha, Brahmaji, Prajapati. He is Avyaya Atma. Avyaya Atma. He doesn't decay. He doesn't perish. Because he's got Amritatvam. Amritatvam is Apekshika Amritatvam, to be noted. He lives for a long time, very long time. Therefore, we use the word eternal. Eternal means not eternally eternal, relatively eternal, if you use the word eternal. So they attain that Brahmaloka where Brahmaji is. So Brahmaloka Prapti is the phalam that is being said in this mantra. Now we will read the Bhashya. Ye punaha
Ye punaha
tat viparitaha
tadviparitaha
jnanayuktaha
jnanayuktaha
vanaprasthaha sannyasinascha tapashraddhehi tapah sva ashrama vigitam karma
tapaha
Shraddha Hiranyagarbhadi Vishaya Vidya
Shraddha
Te Tapashraddhe
te
Pavasanti Sevante Aranye Vartamanaha Santaha
अरण्ये
अरण्ये
वर्तमानाः सन्तः
शान्ताः
शान्ताः
उपरतकरणग्रामाः
उपरतकरणग्रामाः
विद्वांसः गृहस्थाः
विद्वांसः गृहस्थाश्च
ज्ञानप्रधानाः इत्यर्थः।
ज्ञानप्रधानाः इत्यर्थः।
ये पुनः तद्विपरीताः ज्ञानयुक्ताः। विपरीताः मीन्स ऑपोजिट। ये विपरीताः तद्विपरीताः, not just विपरीताः, तद्विपरीताः. Tad referring to that what has been talked about. That referring to those people who have been talked about in the previous mantra, 10th mantra. 10th mantra, who are the people the mantra talked about? Mantra talked about Kevala Karmi. Kevala Karmi is the people who are committed to doing only karma. They are called Kevala Karmi. So Tad Viparitaha means Tebhyaha Viparitaha, Tad Viparitaha. Different from that. So Panchami, Tad Viparitaha, it is a samasa. Tad Viparitaha is Tebhyaha. Different from them, Viparitaha. Ke, these people, ye Jnana Yuktaha. Ye Jnana Yuktaha. Here Jnana is what Jnanam? Jnanam to be understood as Upasana. Upasana Yuktaha. Jnanam is not here Brahma Jnanam. Here Jnana is Upasana, it is Aparavidya only. Aparavidya, that is the knowledge which is not Paravidya, opposite to that Aparavidya. So Aparavidya Yuktaha. So Upasana Yuktaha otherwise. Jnana Yuktaha means Upasana Yuktaha. Yuktaha means who are Yuktaha engages in Upasana. So ye, those people. Punaha, on the other hand, this mantra distinguishes from the previous people from the previous mantra. Therefore, on the other hand, these people who are different from those who have been talked about in the previous mantra, Viparitaha, and they are Jnana Yuktaha, Upasana Yuktaha, committed to Upasana. Who are they? Vanaprastaha. Vanaprastaha, people who live in the forest. That is Vanaprastaha. Sannyasinascha. Sannyasi also. Sannyasi generally they don't do Upasana. Therefore, Sannyasina means, that is why I said that the sannyasi is like the Dandi sannyasi. Tridandi sannyasis. There are some sannyasis. They do Upasana. Saguna Brahma. Upasana they do. So referring to them. Here the word sannyasi referring to those people, not the Paramahamsa sannyasi. Paramahamsa sannyasa is the highest level in the sannyasa. So these people, sannyasinascha, tapashraddhe. Tapashraddhe is Dvitiya Vibhakti Dvivachanam. Tapashraddhe. Iteretara Dvandva Samasa. Tapaha cha, Shraddha cha, Tapashraddhe. What is tapaha? Swa ashrama, vigitam karma. Karma which is ordained for Swa ashrama, one's stage of life. The karma. Whatever karma is, vigitam. That tapaha. In the Grihastha ashrama, they are doing a lot of karma, and now in the Vanaprastha, with minimum dravyam, whatever karma they can do, that they do. Their main focus is Upasana. And there is no Laukika karma, only Upasana, and Vaidika karma, they minimize. They do only minimal Vaidika karma. Because in the forest, you will not get the priest also, and also you will not get the ingredients for doing the karma also. They minimize the karma. They cannot give up because they are not sannyasis. You can give up karma only when you take sannyasa. Therefore, karma cannot be given up What karma can be given up? Only the Laukika karma can be given up. Vaidika karma, they do minimum Vaidika karma, therefore tapaha. And Shraddha is Hiranyagarbhadi, Vishaya Vidya, Hiranyagarbha, etc. That is, they do Hiranyagarbhadi Upasanam. Hiranyagarbhadi, the Upasanam. So Hiranyagarbhadi Vishaya Vidya. So it means Apara Vidya. Here Vidya is Upasanam. What Upasana? Hiranyagarbhadi Vishaya. The Upasana for which the subject matter is Hiranyagarbha, etc. So Hiranyagarbhaha Adayaha Vishayaha Yasyaha Sa Vidya Hiranyagarbha Adi Vishaya Vidya Apara Vidya. It is Apara Vidya. Upasana is Apara Vidya. We know Para Vidya, Apara Vidya. Therefore, here Vidya is Apara Vidya. Why Apara Vidya? Because for this Vidya, the Vishaya is Upasana. Hiranyagarbha Upasana. Hiranyagarbhadi Upasana. Therefore, Tapashraddhe Upavasanti. Upavasanti is Sevante. They practice, they pursue, they follow. Acharanti. Kutra Aranye. Aranye Vartamanaha Santaha. Being in the forest, living in the forest. Therefore, referring to the Vanaprastha and Sannyasis. Then, Shantaha is Uparata Karana Gramaha. Gramaha is Samugha. Grama is not village here. Grama, the meaning, village meaning is there, but here it is Samugha. Grama is Samugha. Karana is instrument. What instrument? It could be Antakaranam or Bhagikaranam. Therefore, Uparata. Uparata is withdrawn, restrained. Uparata. So, Uparatam of what? Karana. Karana Samuha. The assemblage of the Karana, the instruments. Antakaranam as well as Bhagya Karanam. Both. That is mind and sense organs. So, Uparataha Karana Gramaha Yesham te Shantaha Uparata Karana Gramaha, referring to those people who have withdrawn the sense organs, in the mind. It means they are Shama Dama Yuktaha, Shama Damadi Yuktaha ityartaha. They got Shama, they got Dama. Therefore, Shantaha, Vidvamsaha. Bhashyakara says Vidvamsaha, it is not Jnani yet. Grihasthaha. Vidvamsaha is Grihasthaha. Grihasthaha Jnana Pradhanaha. What Jnana Pradhanaha? Yet Jnanam is Upasana Pradhanaha. So, Jnanam Pradhanam Esham te Jnana Pradhanaha. It's a Bahuvrihi Samasa. Jnana Pradhanaha, Grihasthaha. So, these Grihasthas who are doing Upasanam, who are doing this karma and Upasanam, ityartaha. So, Vidvamsaha, why Bhashyakara says Grihasthaha means they have the knowledge of the Vedas, Jnana Pradhanaha, Upasana Pradhanaha. While in the Grihastha Ashrama they were doing karma, here also they do karma, but the karma is minimum. They have the knowledge of karma and the Upasana, but not the knowledge of the Vedanta, yet to come to Vedanta. Therefore, Vidvamsaha, Bhashyakara says Grihasthaha. It doesn't say Sannyasinaha, not Paramamsa Sannyasi. They don't have that Jnanam. The Jnanam they have to arrive at yet. Therefore, those people, Jnana Pradhanaha, Jnanam Pradhanam, Jnanam is Upasanam Pradhanam, Yesham te, for whom the Upasana is Pradhanam ityartaha. That is the meaning. The next line. Vaikshacharyam charantaha.
Vaikshacharyam charantaha.
Parigraha abhavat.
Parigraha abhavat.
Upavasanti aranye iti sambandhaha.
Upavasanti aranye iti sambandhaha.
भैक्षचर्यां चरन्तः भिक्षार्थं भैक्षचर्यार्थं चरन्तः भैक्षचर्यार्थं चर्यं भैक्षचर्या भैक्षचर्यां चरन्तः. They follow the lifestyle of collecting the alms from the people. Why they have to go for bhiksha? Because they don't have anything with them. They have left the grihastha ashrama parigraha abhavat. Because of the absence of any possessions. Because they live in the forest, therefore parigraha abhavat. Because of the absence of owning things, any things. Therefore, parigraha abhavat bhaikshacharyam charantaha. Therefore, they do the bhiksha charanam. And therefore, upavasanti aranya iti sambandhaha. Therefore, the connection is to be seen. How upavasanti. Kutra aranye upavasanti iti sambandhaha. Because they have to live on alms. So therefore aranye upavasanti iti sambandhaha, the connection. This is the connection of upavasanti aranye, bhikshacharyam and upavasanti. This is the connection of bhikshacharyam and upavasanti. Aranye bhikshacharyam charantaha upavasanti. Okay, therefore they are different from the grihasthas. They are vanaprastha, they live in the forest. If the grihasthas are there, they don't do this. They don't do bhiksha charanam. They are not supposed to do. They should not do. Shastram prohibits that grihastha going for bhiksha. Only this vanaprastha and sannyasis and brahmacharis, because parigraha abhavat. Now the next line. Surya dvarena
सूर्यद्वारेण
सूर्योपलक्षितेन उत्तरायणेन
सूर्यपलोक्षितेन उत्तरायणेन
अयनेन
तथा ते विरजाः विरजसः
तथा ते
तथा ते
विरजाः
विरजाः
विरजसः
क्षीणपुण्यकर्माणः सन्तः इत्यर्थः.
क्षीणपुण्यपापकर्मणः सन्तः इत्यर्थः.
सूर्यद्वारेण सूर्येण उपलक्षितेन उत्तरायणं. Suryadvarena means through the solar path. Through the solar path means the path which is indicated by the sun. Sun means the movement of the sun. That is Uttarayanam. Uttarayanam is a period where the sun moves towards the north. That is Uttarayanam. That is for the 6 months the sun will be moving towards the north. That is a period. So, Surya upalakshitena. Suryena upalakshita. But what is upalakshita? What is indicated by the Surya? That is the Uttarayanam. Uttarayanam for the Surya. So, referring to the devatas of the Uttarayanam, the devatas, they who preside over the Uttarayanam period. So therefore, this Suryadvarena referring to the devatas. Referring to the devatas who preside over this Uttarayanam, that period. Suryadvarena Uttarayena Patha. Patha means the path. Patha. It is Tritiya Vibhakti. Patin Shabda. Pantaha, Panthano, Panthanaha. Panthanam, Panthano, Pataha. Then Patha. So Patha is Tritiya Vibhakti. There is a sutra. How this comes? Patha. Basya te lopaha. Patin Shabda. Basya te lopaha. You get Patha. Tritiya Vibhakti. So Tritiya Vibhakti. Because Uttarayanena Suryopalakshitena, Suryadvarana, everything is Tritiya Bhakti. Therefore, through the path which are presided over by the devatas of the Uttaraganam, through that they referring to those people. Who are those people? Virajaha. Virajaha is Chandasam, Chandasa Prayoga. It must be Virajasaha. Because Rajas, Vigataha, Rajamsi. Raja is impurity. Vigataha, Rajamsi, Yasmad, referring to those people, Bhagubrigi Samasa. Therefore, the word should be Virajasaha. Bhashyakara says Virajasaha. But the Shruti uses Virajaha. Virajaha means also mean sannyasi. That is not the meaning here. Viraja Homa, we say. That is different. Viraja Homa is a Homa done before taking sannyasa. The sannyas, this karma are ritually given up by doing the Viraja Homa. That is Viraja. That is not the meaning here. Here Virajaha means you have to take it as Sakaranta Shabda. So Sakarantaha is Chandasa Prayoga. Therefore, Virajasaha, being free from Rajas, impurities. What are those impurities? Kshina Punya Papa Karmanaha. Referring to those people. This is also Bhagavati Samasa, Karmanaha. Free from Kshina. Kshina is either weakened or free from. Kshina or reduced. Kshina is reduced. So referring to those people whose Papa and Punya are reduced. So they have the Punya Karma, Papa Karma. Punya Karma, Papa Karma are reduced for whom? Referring to those people. Virajasaha. So Kshina Punya Karmanaha. It is not that Punya Karma, Papa Karma have gone completely from them. Suppose if it has gone completely from a person, then what the person is? Person is Muktaha, is free. He has become Muktaha, he has become free. He is liberated. Therefore, not free from Papa Punya Karma. Papa Punya Karma is there. Because they are doing now Upasana and Karma. How can they be free from Punya Papa? Kartratvam will be there. That is why they are doing Upasana, they are doing Karma. Only when Kartratvam is not there, Kartratvam goes away. When does Kartratvam goes away? Go away. Kartratvam goes away only in the wake of Jnanam. Therefore, they must have become a Jnani for Punya Papa to go completely to go away. And therefore, it is not that Punya Papa completely gone away from them. Punya Papa have reduced or weakened. Kshina Punya Karmanaha. Kshina Punya Karmanaha means Punya Papa and Punya Karma Palam, Papa Karma Palam are weakened for them. That is, they are not ready to fructify immediately. That is the meaning. Therefore, Virajaha. Therefore, they have got purity. They are relatively pure. They are relatively pure in terms of this karma. What karma? Papa Karma, Punya Karma, that Palam are weakened. Therefore, it will not fructify immediately. If it fructifies, what happens? They become an obstacle, Pratibandha in their pursuit. Therefore, since they are not a Pratibandha, therefore, Virajaha, Virajasaha, Santaha, iti. If it is there, it will become Pratibandha. Punya is also a Pratibandha. Papa is also a Pratibandha. Papa is Pratibandha, it is known, it is Prasiddha. How can Punya be Pratibandha? Punya also equally Pratibandha only. Both are chain. One is gold chain, other one is iron chain. Chains are chain only. Therefore, these people, since they are not Jnanis, they are Upasakas, they do karma as well as Upasana. Therefore, for them, this Punya Papa or Shina are reduced or weakened. Ityartha, that is the meaning to be taken. Virajaha means Virajasaha. They are relatively free from the impurities, such as impurities, and that impurity in the form of Punya Karma and Papa Karma. The next line. Prayanti Prakarshena Yanti
Prayanti Prakarshena
Yatra Yasmin
Yasmin
Satya Lokadau Amritaha Saha Purushaha
सत्य लोकादौ अमृतः सः पुरुषः
प्रथमजः हिरण्यगर्भः हि
प्रथमजः हिरण्यगर्भः हि
अव्ययात्मा अव्ययस्वभावः
अव्ययात्मा अव्ययस्वभावः
यावत् संसारस्थायी
यावत् संसारस्थायी
एतदन्ताः तु
एतदन्ताः तु
संसारगतयः
संसारगतयः
अपरविद्यागम्याः
अपरविद्यागम्याः
प्रयान्ति प्रकर्षेण यान्ति with pra upasarga ya dhatu ya means to go prakarshena gachanti they go they go to the place for which they have been striving, therefore prakarshena yanti kutra yatra yasmin satyalokadau. This means yasmin satyalokadau yatra yatra is equal to yasmin satyalokadau. This means Satyaloka means Satyaloka, etc. Satyaloka is the highest loka, Brahma loka. So they pass through all the other lokas, 7 lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Mahaloka. So all the Tapoloka, all the lokas they pass through. So the lokas which are known by the name Satyaloka, etc. So all the other lokas above Bhuloka. So Satyalokadu prakarshena yanti, they go because of their upasana phalam. They go there where amritaha saha purushaha. Amritaha saha purushaha. Saha, the pronoun can be used only when it has been indicated before. The noun has been indicated before. But the word saha is there. Therefore, saha is not something which is not known. It is known. Not something which is unknown. It is known. Where it is known? In Shruti. Shruti prasiddhaha. Therefore, saha. Shruti prasiddhaha. Therefore, saha. Who is that saha? Who is that person? Saha purushaha. Pratamajaha. The firstborn. Brahma devanam pratamasambhabhuva. That is how the Upanishad started. Pratamajaha, the firstborn. Who is that firstborn? Before everything is born, the one who is born, the firstborn, who is that? Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is this from the avyakta, from the avyakta maya, avyakritam, the Ishvara, the firstborn is Hiranyagarbha. The one who is firstborn from the avyakta maya. Avyakta maya, the one who is born. Samashti, Sukshma, Sharira, Upadi, Sagita, Chaitanyam, that is Hiranyagarbha, is firstborn. Born from Maya Sagita, Brahma. Therefore, Avyakta is the first person who is born and is Sarvajnaha. He is also called Ishvara. He is Ishvara. Everything is Ishvara. Therefore, Brahma is Bhagavan Ishvara. So, Saha Amritaha Purushaha. Avyayaha Avyayatma. Avyayaha Atma Yasyasva Saha Avyayatma. The one whose Atma is whose nature, Svabhavaha is Avyaya. Doesn't change. Whose Svabhava doesn't change. Doesn't mean he is not indestructible. Because he is also born. He is also born, therefore he also will be gone. So, here Avyaya means, you have to understand, Avyaya is not completely. It is Avyaya, the Amrita. We use the word only to say that it lasts for a long time. Like the Duracell battery. Unlike the other cell, it lasts for a long time. Eternal. That is the eternal. That is the eternity. It lasts for a long time. Apekshika amritatvam. Because it is also born. Brahmaji also born. Hiranyagarbha is also born only. Pratamajaha. So everything is which is born, which has got a beginning, must have an end. So therefore, when we use avyaya, we have to understand avyaya atma means this atma, this svabhava, avyaya svabhava, the atma is svabhava, the nature of this is avyaya. Avyaya is not, what is this avyaya? Avyaya is not completely avyaya. It is yavat samsara sthai, Bhashyakara says. Yavat samsara sthai. As long as is samsara is there, so long you will be avyaya, so long you will be amrita. Yavat samsara sthai. Yavat samsaram tishtati. Tavat bhavati. Yavat samsaram asti tishtati tavat. So yavat samsaram sthatum shilam yasya saha yavat samsara sthayi. Sthayi is sthayin. Samsara sthayin nakaranta shabda. Samsara sthayi, samsara sthayinau, samsara sthayinaha. Yavat samsaram sthatum shilam yasya, the one who has got the shila, the capability to sustain the samsara, that is this creation for the jiva. So yavat samsara sthayi. So it means yavat samsara sthatum shilam. Yavat samsaraha, not samsaram. You have to say yavat samsaraha tavat sthatum shilam yasya saha yavat samsara sthayi. Please note, I'm changing now. It is not yavat samsaram sthatum. No, samsara is not samsaram. Yavat samsaraha tishtati tavat saha api tishtati. Therefore, yavat samsara sthayi. Yavat samsaraha tavat sthatum shilam yasya saha. As long as the samsara is, so long this person has the ability, capability to sthatum, to stand, to live. So yavat samsaraha tavat sthatum, that yogyata, the shilam, yasya asti saha yavat samsara sthayi. Okay. So yavat samsara sthayin is the pratipadikam. It's a very nice word. Etadantaha tu samsaragatayaha, Bhashyakara says. So with this, the Bhashyam is over. Now Bhashyakara says, Etadantaha tu samsaragatayaha. Up to this, Etadantaha means etat, and etad referring to the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha praptihi, antaha. So therefore, Hiranyagarbha prapti. This Hiranyagarbha praptihi antaha. Etadantaha, etat antaha. Samsaragatayaha. So therefore, this means all the path, all the different, this etadantaha samsaragatayaha, these are the samsaragati. These are the samsaragati, these are the path to samsara up to this Hiranyagarbha. Up to Hiranyagarbha, it is only samsara. That is the meaning. So, up to this Hiranyagarbha prapti, it is samsara only. That's why Hiranyagarbha is the highest possible achievement. Within samsara, it is the highest possible achievement. No one can go beyond this. Beyond this. Within samsara, one cannot go beyond this. Therefore, it is aparavidya gamyaha. So, aparavidya gamyaha means which is gamyaha, which is attainable, which is knowable only through this aparavidya, the highest possible, attainable, achievable. The gati is this Hiranyagarbha. So aparavidya gamyaha. So it is attainable through aparavidya. So etadantaha, that is up to this Hiranyagarbha, all this come under the range of samsara gati. All these are samsara gati only, the courses of samsara. All these are samsara gati only. Because it is, all these are aparavidya gamyaha. Because these are attainable to aparavidya. There is no paravidya involved. Up to this is are attainable through aparavidya. Aparavidya, why aparavidya? Because karma upasana is there, therefore aparavidya gamyaha. Therefore samsara gateha ete iti. Now Purva Pakshi will raise a question. Will raise a question and Bhashyakara will be replaced, and we will see. We'll see that in the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.